Ashley's Stars and Stripes sale is going on now. Create your stylish summer sanctuary for less with Hot Buys now just $6.99. And for a limited time, you can save up to $1,000 store-wide. Shop more Stars and Stripes deals in-store and online, only at Ashley.
Start with sweet, add salty, and you create new Rice Krispies Treats Bliss.
I choose new clinical enamel strength because there's clinical evidence to support that it does strengthen the enamel.
Performing on the biggest stage in the world was just one step in my journey. Hi, I'm Ronnie, and I teach people all over the world how to dance with their dogs on my website. I was searching for a platform where I can really manage my business, and I found that in Weeks. I'm so passionate about dogs and dog dance. It's the most amazing sport in the world, and the fact that in such a short time I was able to build my own business and reach so many people, that's something that makes me super proud.
What up? What up?
Can't hear you, bro.
I know, right? Anyway, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing today?
We are off to a start. What kind of start?
You being muted. That's the start we off to.
I mean, what I should have did was I should have actually did a whole monologue muted. That would actually be kind of fire.
It would be on brand for us, to be honest with you. Like, honestly.
On brand or off brand?
Very on brand. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lou, and I'm gonna have you fix that because I had to adjust my camera again. So I just actually ran into some issues right before we started up. But we're here, we're good. You know, it's June, and so you know what June means. June means that we get things like Summer Games Fest. So today we're actually going to be talking a lot of bit about Summer Games Fest and all the things that we got, all the things that we saw, all the things that we feel excitement for that's upcoming. And I'm sure there's some opinions flying around here that I want to hear some good bits of, especially Hustles.
Listen, I only have like one criticism.
I never said criticisms. I don't want to hear criticisms. I want to hear opinions. I want to hear good opinions. I want to hear, all right. I'm probably going to commit the sin tonight. All right. I'm going to ask a question that is going to promote console wars.
Oh no.
But before we get there, we're going to do that at the end. Before we get there, I want to open up with the question of the day. Mm-hmm. So, since we just got Summer Games Fest, we just got a ton of announcements. We just got a whole bunch of stuff revealed. What were some of your favorite things to come out of these reveals?
God, it was really crazy.
Some good shit. I feel like I gotta look at the list again.
I put a little mini list of just some notable things that came up. So, this way you could actually refer to a little mini list if you needed a little bit of a refresher.
There were so many conferences that's like hard to keep track of
everything. It was.
I'm an Outer Worlds fan, so I did really like in the big gameplay demo of the Xbox showcase, like showing new features. It was on earlier on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. I missed a lot of that.
They did a whole walkthrough with the Outer Worlds studio and had them like go over a ton of details. Am I right? Did you watch that? Or because I was about to say it was right after the Microsoft showcase.
Mm-hmm.
And, I didn't know about that. Was after
finally seeing Pragmata gameplay a little bit was cool because they announced that years ago from Capcom. That was cool to see.
Did you hear the conspiracy about it?
Speaking of Capcom, I wanted more of Onimusha, but they barely gave us anything.
They did show the new weapons though.
They did.
I was happy about that.
I was happy the rumor was true. We saw Resident Evil 9, and then we going back to Raccoon City. That was dope.
V said, "I made a list for y'all. Y'all don't pay attention to nothing I say."
I got a cat. I'm just making a bullshit excuse.
Wait, I need the list, man.
see, that's your problem. Like, see, I'm absent-minded sometimes. So.
We were watching it, so I'm glad she wrote it down.
I'm honest. I don't need no list.
I saw Wu Chang fall in feathers. I was like, yo, that looks like it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I remember seeing rumors about that last year, but didn't think anything was coming of it because we ain't heard anything.
Got that.
So a lot of the release dates were 2026, right? But there were quite a few that were actually this year too.
Silent Hill, that's September.
I'll never play that game. So.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You can have a nice little YouTube watch. There you go.
I can watch. She said, and I pinned it. That's crazy.
He don't do horror games.
I'm telling you.
Literally pinned like all the press conferences. God, thank you.
What's it?
She might have actually made an actual list of games and pinned it. No, she didn't. But she definitely did do all of the conferences.
Like, all the conferences are there, which we should. I know there's a way we could also put a list out for like chat in case they didn't see any of the stuff. But they want to see.
I mean, we could ask Loon to, play some of the conferences on mute while we're doing this.
I'd say one of the things for me was Tokon.
Yeah, that was out of
crossover.
nowhere.
The betrayal of Capcom.
Tokon.
Wild.
Tokon. We're gonna get into that. I actually had invited the homie Chaotic to come because he's a huge fighting game fan. And I didn't get a response from him. So, we may or may not see him. I don't think we will, but we definitely wanted to get into Tokon. And the reason I invited him is because with the reveal of Tokon in the PlayStation Showcase, he says, "Yo, I love fighting games." He was like, "Oh my God, I got to get a PS5." Brother went out and bought a PS5 next day.
Dang.
Wow.
Next day. Said, y'all don't want the sauce, add me, blah, blah, blah. I play fighting games. That's what I do. Bought a PS5 immediately. Have you ever seen someone have that kind of a response?
No. Tell him that tell him that my PSN name is Beat That Ass.
That's crazy. I don't think the owner of that name is gonna like that.
Hey, cool,
I mean, he would like the competition, but I don't think that he's gonna like that.
All challenges.
Yeah. So, was there anything that you saw that surprised you, that left an impression?
Oh God, that was the thing that left an impression that surprised me. That was.
It was cool seeing the new Double Fine game, Keeper. The little puzzle game you play the lighthouse with like the bird. That actually looked interesting. And so the game that's being made by the guys that made Journey, I forget the name.
Something sword, living sword, aqua sword, something sword.
The floating sword joint.
Yeah. That's it.
Bro, I saw that. I was like, yo, I wanna play that. Like, I really, literally want to ride around on a flying sword.
Yeah. The James Bond game made by the guys who made Hitman. That looks impressive.
I can't wait for that. That's gonna be a day one. Maybe take the day off work for that.
I know it's gonna be great because it's the guys who made Hitman.
I'm a big James Bond fan, so I'm gonna be playing the hell out of that.
And it makes
sense. I enjoy a little bit of James Bond ever since GoldenEye 007, but
this is definitely not like GoldenEye. It is very much Hitman, but James Bond, which makes perfect sense.
I would say it gave more Uncharted vibes because you had all the crazy car chase set pieces and everything like that.
You're right.
So it's like basically take Hitman, mix Uncharted, and boom.
So Hitman, crank it up to 10, whereas Hitman would be like a 1. Because it doesn't really give you a bunch of set pieces. It's kind of more slow, chill, walk around, do your Hitman thing with a barcode on the back of your head. And,
apparently now the newer ones, you could just go in guns blazing.
Yeah, you can. I see videos where people just have like mountains of corpses. It's like I don't know what stealth means, and it's just like, bam, everyone in the building's dead. Even the like bystanders. I'm like, okay.
Apparently, right now we're showing our surprise of the night, which was Resident Evil.
I wasn't completely surprised because I did see the rumors that it might happen, but they waited. Obviously, they waited to show it, but it was dope to see. Like, it looks awesome. Like, I'm just happy they also confirm other stuff. Like, hey, remember that little game Resident Evil Outbreak back on the PlayStation 2? That's canon. It's like,
yeah,
I thought that was a spinoff game, and then the protagonist of this one is the daughter of one of the, I guess, characters, agents, whatever you want to call them, from Outbreak from PS2.
Alyssa Ashcroft's daughter, which I was surprised by. I was like, wait, that is an obscure character we pulling from, bro. Like, what? I appreciate that though.
They did an Oda like One Piece. It's like, remember that character I showed chapter 22, page 8? Yeah, I remember them. Go randomly show
on chapter 1159.
Yeah, remember them? They're gonna randomly show up on the cover of this volume. You thought I forgot? I ain't forget.
But that's a great idea though, because now they have like infinite resources of characters that you can pull from that you can just put in Resident Evil instead of just depending on, hey, here's Chris Redfield, here's Claire, here's Leon again for like the 50th time. Which I'm pretty sure Chris will probably show
I'm gonna be honest with you. Keep on giving me Chris. Keep on
probably
giving
show
me,
up at some point.
I
give
feel
me
like
a little bit of
everyone-
Claire. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it because you start feeling like you lose the connection to the character, like the main character, if it switches too often. Like, yeah, we got Chris, we got Claire, we got Jill, we got Leon. Like, we know those 4 characters primarily because we walked through 10 years with nothing but Resident Evils with them.
Yeah.
But I would say the main character of Resident Evil is really Umbrella Corporation. Let's like Umbrella Corporation is literally behind everything in that game series. Even when it's the shit that doesn't seem like it's the T virus or anything like that, it's like, oh, Umbrella was behind that.
Yeah, yeah. Umbrella's always mentioned, shown, whatever. But that's like world lore. That's like saying that don't come after us for this one, please. That's like saying that Amazon is literally behind major happenings in this world, or Google. If anything broke out, Google had a hand in it because Google is mega evil, giant corporation. And the fact that they named it Umbrella, where I was going to say Google is the Umbrella Corporation, kind of fitting, but that's deep diving in
I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised. Like,
exactly. You wouldn't be surprised. And that's the thing. All right. So was there anything that you were hoping to see that you didn't get a peek at?
I didn't have any expectations.
I don't know who the Cloud Chasers is in the chat, but he's talking to us.
what up, Cloud?
What up, Cloud? Wait, that's
What up, Token?
Token.
I can be on the stream, but not on the stream.
Bring your ass on the show. What are you doing?
Special guest star, bro. It's not his day.
Oh, you know what? This was a surprise. This was actually a big surprise. Atomic Heart 2. That was a major surprise to me.
And also the Cube spinoff.
Yeah,
for Atomic Heart,
MMO apparently
FPS.
that they're making.
Because Atomic Heart was like definitely way more fun than I thought it was gonna be. So it's cool it's getting a sequel, and it's cool we're getting like a spinoff MMO. I don't know if the MMO is gonna be good, but
This world
it's
is
cool.
so weird.
It's cool seeing more stuff from it.
Yeah, this world is so weird. Like the technology, the world.
Hold on.
Oh, Lord. He got that smile.
I understand, Token. It is very nice that you're having a date night with the girls. I see where priorities like. Since we're not your priority, you don't have to join us. It's fine.
Yo, why do you say it like that?
It's okay. We understand.
He's trying to get some good karma from after last week.
No, I'm not.
Oh yeah, that was a wild.
There was a whole lot of sarcasm there. Because I see where priorities are. He couldn't date night on Wednesday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday.
He chose Tuesday, which is
he had to choose the Tuesday where he knows that he's supposed to be the 4th box on the screen.
Yeah.
It's okay. And he just got sold out. He forgot.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is
so basically what she
guest host.
So that's even worse when you think about it. She just sold him out that he don't even know what day of the week it is. So Tuesday comes after Monday and before Wednesday.
Token, do you work on the weekends or something? Like, is there a reason why it doesn't get cross-wired?
I think he does.
He works like 6. Yeah, okay. His schedule.
Either way, just that was a little sidebar because we got to entertain you guys too. Anyway, so you were saying that about the Cube.
Yeah, so it's gonna be their MMO apparently, like their first-person MMO. I'm guessing, kind of in the vein of like maybe Destiny, possibly, but like in the Atomic Heart universe. From what I understand, they haven't shown the gameplay. They just showed the trailer of it. But no, I'm here for it.
But I mean, that loops back to the same question that we always ask. Trailers get us excited too. Like trailers give us number one, they give us information. Number two, like sometimes that's all we'll get from a game before, like to build us hype. And I want to get into a few different things over the course of tonight. I want to lay out some groundwork for what kind of impact shows like this have to us as gamers, what kind of impact shows like this have on the gaming industry, in addition to the fact of, just kind of talking about some games. So were there any leaks that you found accurate, or did you find yourself being disappointed that they weren't revealed?
I didn't read any leaks. I didn't know there were leaks.
The only leak I saw was about Resident Evil. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, that was the one
that was the only one I saw. I don't remember seeing about any other ones. So it was cool seeing that. I mean,
the Marvel thing was completely secretive.
Nobody knew.
No one knew that.
Making a Marvel fighting game, which is crazy. Also, the Invincible tag fighter game.
That was another one. I was like,
nobody knew that was coming. I was like, okay.
Made by the guys who also did the Killer Instinct reboot, which Microsoft need to make another Killer Instinct. I'm just saying.
Also, so for those who don't know,
Game of Thrones game,
and I think that Loon is going to showcase this later, or at some point in time. So Marvel, instead of making a Marvel versus Capcom game or Marvel superheroes or anything like that, this time Marvel did not go with Capcom to create a fighter game. They made a 4v4 tag style fighter. They called it Marvel Tokon. It is drastically influenced by Japanese art style, Japanese anime. And it is essentially the Marvel characters in that kind of a setting. And it is, again, a 4v4 tag fighter. So it's set up very similar to Marvel vs. Capcom. But in addition to it being a 4v4 tag fighter, it is also made by Arc System Works, same people who make Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear.
And Dragon Ball Fighters.
And Dragon Ball Fighter Z. But Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear are probably some of their most well-known, but Fighter Z is definitely a big popular game. So if you're interested in that, we'll try to get a trailer up there just to showcase. We're going to talk over it, but just so you can see some of the action. It was at the end of the PlayStation Showcase, I believe.
Yeah.
Now, the Invincible fighter game, I'm going to be honest with you, kind of gave me the vibes of, it was a tag fighter as well, and that was shown during the Xbox Showcase, but it gave me the vibes of Injustice or Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was about the game, but it gave me Injustice or Mortal Kombat vibes, which, nothing wrong with that. Respectable franchise, respectable game.
The movement, maybe.
But if I had to choose a favorite of the two, like if I had to go this versus this, Marvel.
It's Marvel.
Yeah.
It was here.
It got me super hyped.
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna play Invincible too because I love Invincible and
right.
Super hyped.
Like I said, people saw the Marvel trailer and bought PlayStations now.
You're super hyped to get my ass beat because I suck at tag fighters. Let's go.
However, you can for Tokon at least, you can actually choose to have them just be assists, not actual tag.
Yeah, you can choose to tag or you can choose to assist.
Yeah.
But it's like, you could have 3 assist characters or you can literally swap out. That's with most games though, isn't it? No. There are some that make you use the next character in the next character, etc. So
yeah, like how Mortal Kombat 1 did some new characters added were strictly only assist fighters.
That was so stupid. That was so stupid. Like y'all made Jax an assist and not in the base game. And not even in the DLC. You know what? No. Somebody just go in on Mortal Kombat 1 and it's stupid DLC.
Nope. Well, I mean, they're done with Mortal Kombat 2, so we could be done with Mortal Kombat. Boom.
So wait, is that official? Like they're just like that's it.
They're done with the DLC for Mortal Kombat 1. They're working on whatever they're working on.
Ain't gonna be no updates to nothing, y'all. They played y'all. Not us though, because we didn't buy Mortal Kombat 1. At least I didn't.
Okay.
You didn't buy that. You didn't buy that shit either. It's like, no, I'm good.
So, V, for your reference, we're gonna move right on ahead into the main story and the nitty gritty of the night. So during Summer Game Fest, and over the past, before I get to the current, I want to kind of give a little bit of presence about the past. So over the past maybe year, maybe a little bit more than a year, we've talked about it. We've mentioned it. It's been mentioned in passing. We've been hearing rumors that Xbox was going to be, making a handheld console, and everybody's like, nah. What would happen if Xbox made a handheld? What would happen if I know that we've actually said something about it. So it's been rumored. The rumors have been shot down. Oh, it's not going to happen. Nah, Microsoft not going to make a handheld because, their main focus should be blah. Xbox, Game Pass, games, acquiring studios, etc., etc. The rumors were shut down over and over. We finally got confirmation at Summer Game Fest that Microsoft is going to be having a handheld coming to us by the end of the year. We don't have a date, we don't have a price, but before the end of the year, so I'm guessing holiday season. So I'm guessing we're going to see it somewhere around September, October time. We'll be seeing the Asus and Microsoft team up, and that is going to be the ROG Xbox Ally. ROG being Republic of Gamers Xbox Ally, and the ROG Xbox Ally X. Now, to cause a little trouble here, I feel a little odd that this was announced 2 days after the Switch 2 released.
A little bit.
I feel a little odd.
It's strategic.
That this was, but here's the problem.
They come for it.
So here's the problem. The strategy. Okay, you ready? People spent their money on the Switch 2 day one.
Yeah.
As we see. So people spent their money on a Switch 2 day one. And then you have the ROG Ally, the ROG Xbox Ally being announced. So what about those people who already spent their money? Who already, you know what I'm saying? Like, so the strategy kind of feels like it was a little weird to me. To me. I'm just, this is my own introspective. Strategy felt a little strange. But anyway, before we get into those kind of details, they said that this device is going to be similar to like, I guess similar to like a Steam Deck. You're going to be able to play, it's going to be a device where you can play your Xbox games anywhere. Microsoft's primary focus was you can play your Xbox games anywhere. Most of the stuff that they announced, it says world premiere, coming to Xbox, coming to Game Pass. Almost all of the games that they announced were going to be on Game Pass day one. But they also had the PlayStation logo at the bottom. They also showed coming to PC, Steam. So they're not shying away from showing that their competitors are also going to be receiving these games, which means that they're becoming very inclusionary and they're making sure that people know just because this is coming to Xbox and Game Pass doesn't mean that it's not going to come to whatever platform you're on.
But can you call them competitors now? Because I don't think even Microsoft sees PlayStation as like a competitor. They're a publisher. They're a third-party publisher right now.
They're just trying to make products people want and get money from people.
I don't think they don't view Sony as competition anymore because
I don't think they should view anybody as competition anymore.
They're just trying to sell games. So it's like,
exactly. And I think that's how the gaming, personally, I think that's how the gaming industry should be. Everybody should be making games and making them available to people in all places, and you get your slice of the pie. Because the bigger the pie is, the more slices you can get of it.
Tell that to Nintendo. That ain't gonna happen.
Nintendo tries to make sure that they keep all of their slices of the pie by relegating their stuff directly to their platform only. So anyway, the Xbox ROG Ally X is a device that gives you access to Game Pass. It gives you access to your Xbox library, Steam, GOG, Battle.net, blah. Battle.net, you know, Battle.net is crazy. So anyway, there are a few questions that come with this reveal of the ROG Ally X. All right. So the first question is, was the ROG Ally X the handheld that we needed from Microsoft?
Yes, specifically for Microsoft, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I don't really hear the best things about the Xbox streaming to like that the TV apps that have it, and like remember they tried doing the smart glass where you like, oh, if it's like a battle thing, you can stream your Game Pass games to this, but I don't think it works. They kind of dropped that real quick, so it's cool now that you potentially just like for the other people like I want some handheld like Steam Deck or Switch 2, but I want access to the crazy games that are on Game Pass. Now you got that. So I think that was a good move. And also, like we were talking about before in that past episodes, that I don't know if this means we're never getting another home Xbox console, but I still think this is goes in the direction we were talking about that they're going. They're trying to make it so people have access to the Xbox experience in more ways. And I think this is a good way to do that.
I think it's a fantastic idea. I can see people buy. Listen, if it hits the price point that is at least around a Switch 2,
like competitive pricing, yeah.
Competitive price to a Switch 2, but you got access to way more games day one because of Game Pass, that's gonna fly off the shelves.
You think so?
I would buy one. I want to buy one.
All right. So what V said was, yes, Xbox needed this. Nintendo has a handheld. Sony has a handheld. Steam has a handheld.
Sony doesn't have one yet.
Yeah, they have the Portal, but that's only good when you're like works well when you're in your house on Wi-Fi.
But Sony does need a dedicated handheld. Like the Portal thing is a cool idea, but that should have just been something that can be independent of a PlayStation 5, in my opinion.
Right. So Sony needs something that is kind of independent of the PlayStation 5. So what they needed was a PlayStation Portal that would allow you to play your library anywhere on the go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, this begs to question a couple of things for me with this Xbox ROG Ally. What happens if you have no internet connection?
I mean, if it works like the Steam Deck, you're fine because you can't play online games obviously, but like on my Steam Deck, I can still play stuff offline. I don't like it.
I can download games. Yeah, I bring my Steam Deck whenever I jump on a flight. But are you going to be able to download your games on the ROG Ally? What's the space looking like? Is it going to be something where you know what I'm saying? Like you have access to these other things. Like if you have Game Pass, like is it going to need to resolve with Game Pass before it allows you to play your games, things of that nature?
True.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Steam, because I don't have a Steam Deck, but the Steam Deck you can expand the memory though, right? Like
yes, you can actually add SD cards.
So I'm assuming I don't have a ROG Ally, so I can't really compare. You could do the same thing with like a ROG Ally,
you can. I believe you can on the ROG Ally too. My brother has one.
Yeah. So like, memory shouldn't be a problem if you can just expand it on the ROG
Ally.
Ally.
You know what company you're talking about?
Yeah.
Microsoft always kind of wants you to. Well,
proprietary memory.
Yeah, but Asus is the one.
Yeah, he's got a good point. Asus is actually making the hardware, so
correct,
doing the hardware.
Correct.
So
it's a team.
It would be weird if they didn't have expandable memory.
That'd be so dumb, too.
Yeah,
come on, man. It's like 2025. Don't do proprietary memory. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I don't think
that. Too.
I mean, all right. What about the memory that the Switch 2 is using?
That's anti-consumer. The fuck? I wasn't about to be giving them a high five for that. What do you mean?
It's still an SD card.
Yeah, it's the most
one that
nobody the express card. I was like, what? Just use an extended capacity class 10 card. What are we doing?
Exactly. They want to use the a specialty memory card that is hard to find that doesn't have like a large memory, like everything. Like, come on, man.
Like I'm an equal opportunity like complainer. It's like it was.
I mean,
stupid when
even Sony with their proprietary memory, it was bad. It didn't work.
The memory stick and the memory stick Pro Duo, stupid.
Yeah, it was bad. It didn't work. It didn't. People didn't know where to find it. You could never get it. You couldn't. Where were you supposed? Like, all right. So I guess I just got this Vita with non-expandable memory because
at least on the
we're not
original
supposed to find this expandable memory.
And it was also too similar.
At least on the original PSP, it made sense because it was the same stuff in their camcorders and the digital cameras.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. The Vita was atrocious with that exclusive only Vita memory card. That was the stupidest waste of R&D money that they could have did. Like you already have your own proprietary memory cards. Just have it the ones that you use in your same Sony products. Why are we making it more difficult? And it was insanely expensive. It was like what a 64 gig card was like $90 or something like that. It was insane.
Yeah, that was dumb. And now that we're in the age of like the M2 being the standard memory, that is a standard memory now. That's standard memory. Hard disk drives are no longer a thing. Realistically speaking, that's not a thing no more that people use. Just make everything that's portable be able to fit an M2 in there. Just that. Just do that. It's that simple.
And they even have smaller form factor M2 cards now. Like
Yes.
That's what the Steam Deck.
The problem with putting an M2 card in everything that's portable is the fact that 9 out of 10 times you have to jab that into something on the motherboard. And so typically that means that you're either going to need to disassemble in order to get your M2 in there, or you're going to have to trust that the consumer is like, it'd be one thing if you could just kind of slot it in, perfect, but like having a door or having anything where you can disassemble to get access to add an M2 just feels like it's not, pardon me, it's not anti-consumer, but it's too high level for your most average level of consumer. To me.
I mean, that's fair.
Even the PlayStation, like leaving a spot for you to put an M2, but then requiring you to use a Gen 4 with heatsink. It just felt like it was too big-brained for your average consumer to do responsibly and not mess it up.
Listen, it's called you gotta get good tech stuff.
All right, so do you think it was a mistake to announce this console right after the launch of the Switch 2, or was it a smart move?
Smart move? What do you mean?
Because what about those people who were planning on spending money on the Switch 2 come, holiday season, or they're just waiting for more games to be announced? Now, do you think this is going to cut into the Switch 2 pie?
It depends if there's a killer app on the Switch 2.
If there's a what?
A killer app on the Switch 2. Like something that's like that must have. It's going to make Switch 2s fly off the shelves. It's like I have to have Switch 2.
No,
this game is on it.
I think the wrong, like Xbox Ally is aimed at PC gamers that want because obviously you have the Steam Deck, but like want an option for Game Pass where you don't have to jump through hoops to like set up your Steam Deck to be able to run Windows, run Game Pass, and all that stuff like that.
Not even just that, dude. Console and Xbox owners too. Because think about it like this: what's coming out in fall? That's day one on Game Pass.
Every year. Call of Duty, bro.
That you now can play portable. Listen, that's tempting to a lot of people. If you're like a family that has, think of it like this. If you're a family that has like a kid, right? And your kid plays Call of Duty, just get them that. And then they don't have to be on the big TV.
Thinking of dropping hard R's in the back seat.
Yeah, now you can just go anywhere in the house and go drop hard R's. You can go drop hard R's in the bathroom or something. You know what I mean? Play on his wrong Ally X.
That sounds wrong. He's
on that Call of Duty again.
That were said. That sounds wrong.
What? How?
Go drop hard R's in the bathroom sounds crazy. I'm going to admit that sounded Nuts.
I meant like hiding in the bathroom and dropping hard R's. That's what I
Think
meant.
about what you're saying again.
Is that the new drop of a deuce? I gotta go bathroom. Be right
back. I gotta go to the bathroom.
I gotta go drop a quick hard R in the bathroom. Like what?
That sounded crazy. Go hide in the bathroom and drop a hard R is nuts. That's crazy.
Bring a Rogue Ally to school and just like in the back of the classroom playing Call of Duty, just call people slurs.
Yo,
you know what's gonna happen.
Fucking noobs.
Slurs in Call of Duty feel like they're synonymous at this point.
It shouldn't be.
Oh gosh. So, a little bit of a troll question. Why not a Steam Deck? What makes me want to get this over a Steam Deck?
Honestly, it depends on the performance.
Yeah.
If it performs games very, very, because like Steam Deck plays a lot of stuff fine, but
and this is something that actually was asked of me. When I talked about the ROG Xbox Ally, they were like, "Yeah, but why don't I just get a Steam Deck?" I'm like, because this gives you access to not only run Windows, but it also gives you access to like, Game Pass and Steam Store.
I was gonna say, if you can't put Game Pass on the Steam Deck, that's reason enough alone.
You can catch up to some hurdles. But
yeah, you gotta go through some loops.
Yeah.
But this eliminates the need to do all that extra stuff. You can just have access to
so because there are many people like me who are technologically capable of doing all that, but I am lazy.
I too am of that same breed.
Like, I'm not about to go homebrew this thing. Like, man, just
I can't
ROG
tell
Ally
you,
X, bro.
I can't tell you what my Steam Deck can do right now, but just know it can do just about everything except have Windows on it at the moment.
Everything you can do, I can do.
And I could make it so that it runs Windows. It just it ran like crap. It runs Windows like crap. So I just chose not to do that. I'd rather have performance. I'd rather, play games. So
I can put Steam and Game Pass on the ROG Ally X. Why not just get a ROG Ally X over a Steam Deck then?
Well, why not get a ROG Ally over a ROG Xbox Ally?
If I can't put Game Pass on the ROG Ally, I might as well just get the X, and I have access to.
I'm assuming the new Xbox Ally is going to have more horsepower than the regular Ally.
I would hope. I would think. But if it's going to have more horsepower, does that mean it's going to have more horsepower money?
Oh yeah, I definitely think the Xbox Ally is going to be more expensive than the regular Ally. Like
the regular Ally was already what, $600, $700,
something like that.
And then we're talking. And then what about the Lenovo Legion Go? Does the same thing.
I forgot about that.
That's why I said the who.
Listen, if Lenovo don't remember it, then I don't remember it.
It does the same. It's a Windows handheld PC gaming system.
Listen. Lenovo forgot about it, so I forgot about it.
Does having another one of these in the market actually affect the market share at all? Is this enough for it to stand out?
I think it is because it's Xbox.
So you're saying that people just gonna buy it because it says Xbox on it?
No, they're gonna buy it because it has Game Pass on it. That's why.
Is Game Pass not on the other ones?
It was here. This is why it was a smart move for them to showcase that ROG Ally X.
No, what I'm saying is Game Pass not on the ROG Ally and the Lenovo Legion Go, etc.?
It's compatible with it. Yeah, no, for all intents and purposes, yes, it is. Because you can get Game Pass on, you can download the
They're Windows. They're Windows platform.
Yeah.
Now you were saying,
how many people do you think know that? And how many people?
I would hope people buying a ROG Ally know they can run the Xbox app on a Windows platform. I would hope. Like if you're specifically buying the ROG Ally, that should be.
I would hope that if you chose a ROG Ally like your Steam Deck, you know that you can do some things, like, because obviously you made that decision and you had to have done some research.
It is the fact that they are saying, hey, listen, all these games that we showcased here are on Game Pass day one. Also, we have a handheld that has Game Pass in it, so you can play all this stuff that we just showed you. The other two are not. The Lenovo Go and the ROG Ally are not promoting themselves as capable of doing those things.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're promoting it like, hey, all these cool games that are on Game Pass, boom, right on our handheld.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. So, do you think this puts any pressure on Nintendo Switch sales? Switch 2?
I hope so. Honestly.
No,
It probably won't, but I'm hoping it would.
it's not.
It won't.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not. It's not. It's not.
Listen,
It doesn't impact them at all whatsoever.
Nintendo could sell a turd wrapped in tinfoil and people would still buy it.
They did.
Twice. Oh, you mean the Virtual Boy being
And
one
the
of
Wii-
them, and what was
and the
other
Wii U.
Oh yeah, yeah, that is true.
Yeah, pretty much. And honestly, Switch.
Whoa, brother, hold on, whoa. That's a hot take. That's a hot ass take right there.
I mean, not really.
Y'all call the Switch a turd? It's crazy.
Compared to what was out.
I want you to think about
hardware wise, yes.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Hardware wise, you had a PS3, you had an Xbox One, and you get a Switch.
PS4?
PS3, PS4, doesn't matter. The PS3 is stronger than the Switch. The Xbox,
it is.
the Xbox, whatever,
Xbox
360 is stronger than the Switch.
360.
Stronger than the Switch. The Switch does not even have a gig of RAM.
You really do feel it when you play Hyrule Warriors. Boy, that game puts that system through its paces. My God.
Yeah. Then on top of that, did you not see the new Game Freak game? That's not Pokemon?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that was the thing that came out of nowhere because I forgot about that. Like, because I remember I saw somebody react. I missed that trailer the first time watching it, and I saw people's reaction to it, and they saw their logo pop up. They're like, Game Freak? Like, what?
Wait, what Game Freak game? I don't even know that.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a new Game Freak game that's not Pokemon.
It's an act.
And somebody was even like, you mean to tell me that the same company made these two games and they showed Scarlet and Violet next to this new thing? And it was just like, bruh.
Yeah, Beast of Reincarnation. Look it up. Like, it came out of nowhere. And then that Game Freak logo popped up. And, like, I've seen people mad. They're like, you telling me you've been giving us these trash performance-looking games for 6-7 years, and you come out here looking for the game looking like Black Myth Wukong out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I
Like,
thought Game Freak was owned by Nintendo.
Technically, no. They're just main partnership, right? I don't think they're actually owned by Nintendo. I forget.
I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no.
No, they're not. They're just co-owners of the Pokemon series. So, but they are still a privately owned company.
Huh.
But your face shows everything that you're thinking while you're watching a trailer from Game Freak that's not Pokemon.
What?
About a 3D game that's not Scarlet and Violet, and then you compare Scarlet and Violet to what is it called? Beast of the North?
The Beast of Reincarnation.
Oh, Beast of Reincarnation. Hey, Loom, cue that up.
I ain't gonna lie, this kind of reminds me of
Eventually.
Wild Hearts. It's like a cross. This looks like a cross between Wild Hearts and Nier.
Which will sell people.
Yeah.
Honestly, it'll sell people.
Honestly, just the game alone, just being like made by the creators of Pokemon, is gonna sell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, new question is: do you see the ROG Xbox Ally flying off the shelves when it releases? Do you see it being scalped? Do you see it just sitting there being available for anybody who wants it when they want it?
I definitely see it getting scalped. That's for sure.
Scalp
But
is
in order
inevitable,
for it to get
but
scalped, it means it has to be sold out.
I think. Well, the thing is like, is it going to be in stores like that, or is it going to be like similar to Steam Deck, where you can only buy it from out?
If they're
Well-
smart, they put it in stores.
It depends. Yeah, it all depends on like, is it actually going to be out in stores? Because like the only one I've seen ever in store, like you can get the like Best Buy has the ROG Ally. I've seen it there.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, like I think they used to also have the Lenovo Legion Go.
The
but not
Lenovo
any-
Legion
but-
Go, I've
but
seen
not
that
any-
there too.
but not anymore. I think it's just whatever allies they have left. Because like our Best Buy changed layout 30 times in the past like 5 months, and I don't even think the Ally is on display there anymore.
That's the thing. You need.
Did
you gotta have-
the Ally X have handles? It looked like it had handles.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
In
does.
comparison to the
Little-
original
Little
design.
goofy looking.
Now,
Their
why
design just have like
handles
little
instead
wingtip sides. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but why handles instead of, you know, Steam Deck style grips?
To mimic an Xbox controller. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I don't like the look of it. But it looks like an Xbox controller. It literally looks like you just chop the Xbox controller and put on parts to it.
Oh, I assure you, V, we will get more information about the device, the price, and where to purchase as time goes on.
Also,
I
apparently
estimate that-
Hyrule Warriors does run at 60 FPS on the Switch too.
Oh, good. Thank God.
Yeah, but does it tank the system's performance? I mean, the Switch 2 is an actual... It's an actual console now, but
Oh.
like... yeah, you thought I was going to say something else.
Well,
didn't you?
I think my thing what I was most worried about with the Switch 2 is just like, is it actually going to play the old games better? But apparently it does. Like
It does.
Good.
Yeah.
It does.
My
Like I
God.
showed Hustle last night when I got home how the Tears of the Kingdom upgrade works, and I was like, "Oh my god, buttery smooth, like 60 FPS at 4K Tears of the Kingdom to make like it like seeing how the game was meant to be played."
4K.
I mean,
Oh,
for the graphics style of the game, like that's what they got.
Yeah.
Like, is it handheld mode or is
It's
it like...
obviously upscale.
No, on
yeah.
my TV, yeah, it's upscale 4K on my TV, yeah. But it, like I tried it, I tried it handheld too. It's 1080 60 on the tablet, so
What's that battery life looking like, though?
it's been on the dock most of the time, so I don't know.
We'll find out.
I was about to say, can the battery outlast the Steam Deck?
I know. I think it already got reported it can't. I think
Oh.
they said it's like between 2 to 5 hours, something like that. Like, depending on what you're playing.
The fact that the Steam Deck can't get me through a whole flight kind of kills me.
Listen, we passed them 3DS days where the thing could last for like ever off a single charge. And excessive use.
I just
No,
missed
we're
that.
not.
I missed that Game Boy Advance SP battery. I think it seemed like it lasted like a week sometimes.
Yeah, that was like the best handheld. One of the best handhelds they had. That Game Boy SP.
The fact that they actually made things that were very power efficient back then, but obviously you don't take a lot of battery when you
Power
know,
efficient and compact.
Yes, you don't have to absorb a lot of battery when you're not putting out a whole bunch of performance. You're just moving some pixels on the screen, like just a little bit. Like now, you need to have processors and all kinds of computations happening at the same time.
It's not even just that though. It makes me wonder like what battery did they put in it? Because you can find cell phones that have stronger battery life through. There's like again, there's cell phones that are built specifically for gaming now.
Yeah.
As weird as it sounds.
Sony
That have long battery life.
usually makes cell phones specifically for gaming.
I didn't know they still made cell phones. I ain't gonna hold you.
Wow.
The Xperias. I don't know if we still call them the Xperia, but yeah, like those are the ones.
I know Asus has a phone too.
Razer had their phone they tried to get in the market for, but only made 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you
Yeah, I
think is the
remember that.
value versus performance of this console? Like, what do you think we're going to get as far as price to performance? And would you say that it's going to be a good buy? Maybe not the best buy, even though it would be the best buy if you could buy it at Best Buy.
I mean,
But
Game Pass alone.
think
is tons of
They're
value.
safe if it performs better and looks better than the OLED Steam Deck, but it doesn't go exceed the 1 terabyte price, which is what, $650. I feel like that's the absolute max it can be to be like seen as a decent value.
Yeah.
kind of agree there. I'm still of the mindset. I'm still of the mindset that $500 is the comfort number.
Yep. If it's 500, I think people can be like, you know what? Yeah.
They'll think about it. They'll justify it. You go 600, people are a little skeptical. Once you hit 700, it's a no. It's a hard no.
That's why the PS5 Pro is selling so badly.
And
that number did
now
not help them at all.
That's down to 650.
Now it's down to 650.
Yeah, I saw a deal for 600 yesterday.
Yeah, they've been selling
Wow.
them.
That didn't last long at all.
Yeah, when your stuff doesn't move, you sell it for less.
That's what happened with the PS4 Pro. They told us like, "Wow, this really isn't moving." I wonder why, because nobody wants to buy it for that damn price. It was like, only reason I ended up getting a PS4 Pro is because like my friend was like, "Oh, I really want to get a PS4," and then GameStop was.
I mean, if the Pro is already out, then it's like, you know, the PS4 Pro was how much more than the PS4 though?
At the time, when
like
it first came out, it was like 200 more.
That was like 100 more.
It was like 150 or 200 more when it first came out.
But still, it wasn't as ludicrous as like the PS5 Pro, where it's just like if you get a disc drive PS5, it's like 500. If you get the PS5 Pro, now you're paying 700 for marginal performance.
No disc drive.
No disc drive. Marginal performance. Marginal. At least with the PS4 Pro, there was an actual like big difference between.
There was a performance boost, but there was
there was.
So you also got to think about it like this: when the PS4 Pro came out, there was actually performance boosts to be had by moving up your processors, increasing your RAM, doing a whole bunch of little tweaks. You know, you could actually squeeze more performance out of it. I think where gaming is right now, short of actually having a gaming PC, I find it very difficult for consoles to progress past where we are currently. I think that even when the next consoles come out, the PlayStation 6, the Xbox, whatever they want to call it, I think that we're at a point where we're kind of almost hitting the peak value to performance when it comes to what our consoles can do without costing an arm and a leg. Sure, the companies want to continue making money. Sure, eventually the console might go into the green. And I love the fact that consoles are unified in a point where when they put out a game, every console is going to be able to play the game, right? But the problem is that I see us being of the mindset of, well, this looks like PS5 graphics. This looks like this runs like a PS5. So how can you exceed what's already there? And what's the point of exceeding what's already there? Because we're not on 8K TVs commonly yet.
Nope.
And then at that point, all you're going to be doing is,
may never be
compressing more pixels for a tighter shot. You know, we're at 80-inch TVs, but we're also not at the point where TVs are able to run at 240 hertz like a monitor. And then on top of that, what can the human eye perceive as far as frames per second? There's a limit to what the human eye can perceive. And the whole purpose of having more frames beyond, 60 or 120, the whole reason to have more frames beyond 120 is so that you don't have ghosting and shadows going
game
on,
experience too.
All of that stuff. But your game doesn't move faster when you go past 120. It just makes it so that your screen is smoother.
Yeah, we're barely getting games that go past 60 on console. That is
60 was an achievement.
Yeah.
It's not the fight to get 60 frames.
If your next console can do every game at 120 easy, is that worth $1,000 per console? At that point, I'm getting a PC. The purpose of a console is to be affordable, and it's for the average person to not have to go and buy a PC. It's supposed to be affordable, accessible, and universal.
Yeah, but part of it is also the game studios that are pushing a bunch of tech that literally no one is asking for. I don't care about ray tracing. I don't care about path tracing. Like
Some people do. If it makes their game look better.
That's a small minority.
Do I really,
very small minority.
My whole face reflected
But
in the puddle? Not really.
The average gamer doesn't care about that.
To be honest with you, when you're gaming, you're not standing in front of something long enough to enjoy what you're ray tracing.
Like, and then it's in games that I don't like. Why do I want ray tracing in Call of Duty? I'm trying not to get shot. Like, I don't care about that.
How much do you care about seeing the raindrops flowing down the window and seeing your reflection when you're web slinging around the city in Spider-Man?
Maybe Spider-Man because that's a single player game, but if it's a multiplayer
even in
game,
a single
I
player
don't care
game,
about
when you're
that.
playing, you're not seeing it because you're moving, you're playing.
Yeah. Like, okay, single player, those sort of like pretty little things, I can make a case for that. I can understand that. But like multiplayer, I don't. Leave all that out because you're gonna hinder my performance and make the game worse for me. Like, I don't need, like, for some reason, Marvel Rivals has ray tracing. What? Why? Why? It's a multiplayer game, a PvP multiplayer game. So you're gonna hinder my performance.
Pretty.
Wait, what did you say?
Is it because it looked pretty?
That's cool. I don't need my frames dropping. I need all my frames.
Yeah.
I lost y'all minds with this. Ray tracing don't need to be in everything. It does not. Leave it out. Leave it out of multiplayer games. There's no system in the world. First off, there's no system in the world that can smoothly play a game without the aid of like DLSS to be playing at like 4K ray tracing 60 frames per second without a bunch of input lag and all this other crazy stuff. It's not possible right now. So stop building games based around some hypothetical, theoretical supercomputer that no one has access to.
But you gotta sell. So maybe the fact that you're advertising your console as this hypothetical supercomputer is what's gonna sell it. But then I don't think it's very honest to put forth something like that.
It's not, and it's not only that, but it's like you're now promoting something that is hard to chase. It makes people focus on the wrong thing, because at least now we're getting out of that frame of when all these Unreal Engine 5 games all look the same because people just weren't putting any sort of effort into it. Just, hey, how realistic can we make it look? So at least we're leaving that era, and now we're entering more of like people being creative with Unreal Engine 5. Thankfully. Yeah. If you're gonna force it on me, at least make it look creative.
Very true.
All right. I think we actually dug into the ROG Xbox Ally quite a bit. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, ladies and gentlemen watching, if you want to talk a little bit more about the ROG Xbox Ally, give us your thoughts. Again, we always tell you to feel free to join us in Discord. Join us in our on our socials. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. Find us at Start Button Entertainment. Just search Start Button. I'm pretty sure you'll find us. If you have any issues, you can definitely hit up one of us. Our tags are right below our name, right below our pictures. And this way, if you actually need some assistance in just getting interactive with Start Button, we're always here to help. We're going to move forward to our next thing. I actually have a question. It's going to kind of start a little something, but maybe not. So a few years ago, every summer, we actually had a game show by the name of E3, which stood for Electronics Entertainment Expo. During E3, we used to see showcases and performances, and we would be treated to reveals and would just keep the game world buzzing. Every year, you knew that we would be getting E3, and E3, it was like, what kind of major set piece is Sony gonna do? And like when they had their Uncharted whole setup where they had a dude running across the stage, and they actually literally had a little performance piece. Bands and things of that nature.
So bad.
Xbox had their show. Like everybody had their show. There was a show schedule. There was an everything, right? But then, 1 year, E3 was canceled. It was like, hey, we're not doing this year. And
Thank
then,
God.
you know, eventually they said, you know what? We're not coming back. What ended up happening the first time that it was canceled was Sony did their own showcase.
I thought COVID is what canceled it the first time.
No,
Am I wrong?
Sony was put a lot of the. I believe a lot of the game companies were starting to back out.
Nintendo started doing their own direct. Sony
I
did
remember
their
that.
own off-site
Yep.
show.
They were
And
doing
it was in LA. It was still at
Yeah.
E3.
They were just
but it wasn't
taking
part of
away
E3.
from E3.
Yeah.
So because everybody kind of started doing their own showcases and didn't have to necessarily sit with whatever time they were given and be ready by a certain time, it was just easier for them to put together a video or put together their own little thing in house. So that is what I feel caused the actual full cancellation of E3. Full cancellation of E3.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
There
once
are.
once Microsoft, because they were the ones still with it for a little bit. Once they pulled out, that was the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, we're like, so what's E3 gonna have? Nothing. It's gonna have.
You got that Devolver Digital's presser.
True.
Like,
Listen, I love Devolver Digital, but like, y'all can't just carry one whole show by yourself for like a whole weekend.
Yeah, and I'm being honest. So when E3 was canceled and it was announced that it wasn't coming back, it did kind of feel like there was a hole that opened up in the gaming space.
I was
Something
happy.
missing
What you
in the
mean?
gaming world, you know?
I was sad. That was a bucket list thing, man. I always wanted to go to E3. But never
Right,
got-
exactly.
Yeah.
Like once it was canceled the first time and they all did their own showcases, it was just like, oh man. And then once they were like, yeah, we're not coming back, it was just like, all right, well, E3 was the place to be. Like you would get to go, you would get to play games and experience all of these demos and things of that nature. And it like you go to E3 for the experience, not for the showcases, etc.
But I think what killed it was like it started getting really Hollywood and just got really bad towards
Bigger
the
and
end.
bigger. Yeah.
That's
So-
what really started pushing a lot of people's interest. I was like, I don't know how many E3s I got in me, man. The conferences were bad. They didn't like the three companies didn't have much to show at their conferences towards the end. It was just like, what's the purpose of this?
And then even when they were still doing it, they would still hold back the big stuff for their events when they would do like State of Play
Yeah.
or like Treehouse Directs and everything like that. So it was just like, okay, like what's the point of being here?
What are we doing?
So now we get Summer Game Fest, which is it almost kind of feels like E3 a little bit, except
Basically, was.
It's hosted by the same people who made the Video Game Awards. It's done by the Video Game Award people. So let me ask this question. Does this industry need a game show like E3?
If we're talking towards the end of E3, I would say no. But Summer Games Fest feels a lot more like old E3, where it's just this Summer Games Fest felt like it was all about games. There was no gimmicks, no this celebrity, and all this other extra stupid stuff. It was just core games. Here's all these games that are coming out. Here's these games that are coming out this year, next year. Here's a reveal of this game. It feels like Summer Games Fest feels like what E3 is supposed to be. If that makes sense. I loved every conference that I got to see this year. This Summer Games Fest. I was locked in.
So do you think Summer Games Fest is presented better than the Video Game Awards?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because the Video Game Awards took on what
Hollywood
just complained about, the Hollywood, like because we have so many celebrities, guest presenters, sketches, like.
But it's an award show. You have to keep it. You have to keep it entertaining.
To be fair, I don't like award shows in general. So like,
the only one
some people love them.
The only one I catch is the Oscars. That's about it. Just because I watch so many movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, like back in the day, because I remember the good days of E3 when G4 was in its heyday, and then they would have the live streams of it, and then they would have the little interviews in between conferences talking about with the developer of the game they just showed and everything like that. Like And that's how we got this. Like Xbox press or finish. Oh, cool. Here's a Outer Worlds 2 like 20-minute
studio preview, deep dive. Yeah,
like when they had the Death Stranding demo too, and then you got the Kojima, and then Norman Reedus talking about the game. I was like, yes, like this is what E3 used to be, and I like seeing that. I just love seeing more details on these games, and just keep showing me games. Just show me games over and over again. I don't need all this crazy BS of like.
You don't need Snoop Dogg to come on the stage and perform.
Hell no.
We're gonna talk about Calvin no more. All right.
I don't need Calvin Brodus to come out here. Yeah, I gave his whole government name. I don't need Calvin Brodus to be popping up on stage talking about, oh, I have this new game. I don't care.
But that's Unk.
He lost his mind back in January. But anyway.
I'm about to say, like, okay.
I mean,
I want to have a come to Jesus meeting at some point with him.
I don't know. So anyway, if we got no announcements in the summer, if we got no game shows, no showcases, none of that, if we got none of that in the summer, how do you think that would impact the gaming industry and the excitement for upcoming games?
I feel like there would like units sold would in like copies sold would take a little bit of a hit just because. Even though there aren't as many people out there like us that like are gonna watch all these things and go back and watch the trailers. Hi, Leona, gotta be on the way. So the word of mouth doesn't get out there and stuff like that. So like these shows are good for boosting notoriety. Even people just like randomly browsing Twitter or something like that. It's like, oh, what's this trending? Like Summer Games Fest. What's this game? And then they start looking at accounts that just keep reposting the trailers and saying like, oh, check out Pragmatica, here's the James Bond game, and people are like, there's a new James Bond game coming out. Hold up, what? And then it's like it helps get the word out there and helps get people wanted. But if you pre-order, you might pre-order, or you at least know the game's coming out. Versus it's waiting until the last minute, and it's like, oh, when did this game come out? Like 2 months ago. I didn't hear anything about it. And so it does help.
That's how I feel about some games, even though we get trailers and we get reveals and stuff, and it's like, all right, I pay attention, but there's a lot of things for me to pay attention to. There's a lot of things that actually catch my attention. So I mean, I feel that way about some things sometimes. So I get it.
For us, I'll say for us, it's like, Summer Games Fest or / what E3 used to be is like our Super Bowl. For gamers, it's like it's our Super Bowl or our World Series that we're watching. We get to see all these new games, or even better, like console reveals would be a thing.
The Video Games Awards was like our Super Bowl. It caps off the end of the year, tells us, gives us that validation that the game that we've been playing, that we loved all year, was worth being game of the year, and it got votes, and
and people crashing out talking about
I'm just saying, I thought the Video Game Awards was like that. This would be like our preseason.
Astrobot had people on the hospitalized last year from the butt hurt.
Yeah, people were crashing out hard over that. I can't believe it. It's like
Astrobots.
Yeah,
Astrobot won last year.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
oh no, there were mad people upset Astrobot won Game of the Year last year, and it was just like, why?
There were people who hadn't played Astrobots, obviously. Yeah. I didn't own Astrobots, and I played like 30 minutes of it to an hour of it because the game was pretty much beat except for like the little bonus stage, and I tried to get through the bonus stage. I was like, yo, this game is gaming.
Yeah, I was like, it was the purest video game that came out last year.
It was a game. Like, I'm like, yo, like, all I'm trying to do is platform and run through this stage, and I've done it like 50 times, and maybe I can't do it because, I've never played this game before, like right now, and this is like the very last super duper hard stage, and they had the nerve. They had the gall, the audacity to say they were adding more challenge levels.
Yes, they are.
What? Bruh, I'm good.
Hey, it needed to win. That game
I'm gonna be
needed to
honest
win
with you.
because I swear to God, if that Elden Ring DLC had one game of the year, I would have crashed out.
I would have crashed out. Now my older and I'm a From Software stay. I'm like, nah, this game does not game of the year.
Like it's not a new game.
Yeah, it's not. It's literally a DLC. A DLC
If,
should never be able to.
if your DLC wins Game of the Year, I think you set a bad precedent for Game of the Year from going forward. And you lose the gamers' respect because it's a DLC. You can have DLC of the year. If you wanted to nominate a DLC for Game of the Year, you could actually make a category best DLC this year.
They used to do a best expansion, like when they held the Destiny expansions and like
WoW
expansions and stuff like that.
You can even separate expansions to DLCs.
But it's also like what we had said back when we had our show about the Game Awards, and like we were saying, like, okay, if that's able to be nominated, then why wasn't Cyberpunk's DLC able to be nominated?
Yep.
Because y'all set the standard of DLC can't be nominated, but now it's okay because it's Elden Ring. All right, cool. Thankfully, that was solved in a good original game one. Because oh man, I'm so happy that's about one. And it's a pure, again, like Ryan just said, just pure quintessential video game, just at its core, just pure fun video game.
So are we all in line right now with what we think would be Game of the Year this year?
I've said it like 2-3 episodes ago. I don't see how it's not clear obscure.
Yeah.
Like I like randomly occasionally look up the games still set to release this year, and I'm like,
but other games that have released this year, like there have been some big hitters this year.
But as far as the one that typically hits, like because there's always that weird criteria that the judges want for their game of the year that hit. Like, is there a Mario that came out? Is there a Zelda that came out? It's like stuff like that. So like the next one coming out,
not gonna be on that.
Yeah, I don't expect Donkey Kong to be there. I can potentially see Split Fiction being on there. Death Stranding 2.
I can see Split Fiction being on there.
Right.
Yeah, Expedition 33. Death Stranding 2 is like next week. Yeah,
oh my god, it is.
Yeah, Death Stranding 2 is next week. Split Fiction,
Look who's about to be broke.
Split Fiction, I can see being. I hear a lot of things about.
Already broke.
I need to go to play it, but I hear like a lot of really good things about Blueprints. I think it's the highest rated game this year, even above Expedition 33.
Blueprints?
It's like a puzzle, like roguelike game that came out.
Oh.
But, and as we see with how Balatro got nominated last year, people like those. Those are Game of the Year worthy nominees now.
Yo, the fact that all of us are just like, what's this dumbass card game doing up as Game of the Year?
Like,
and then we all played it like,
I bought it like after we did that episode. I was like, I was playing on Discord, and I was like, okay, I see where.
I get it.
No, I was like, I see where the crack edition comes from. I see it. I see it now. Okay.
After that, I went and bought it on my iPhone, and
I have it on my phone too.
And I bought it from the Apple Store in the iPhone.
They just put it on.
Found out that it's in Apple Arcade, so now I have 2 copies on my phone.
I think
it's also sitting on my computer because it's on Game Pass.
They also just put it on PlayStation Plus as a monthly game too. Last month, I think. So anyone who didn't have it could have got it on that. So I could have almost had it on 3 platforms, but
I'm not going to lose my life to this game. I promise you. But it is something that I definitely played in the airport.
That's a perfect airport game. Perfect airport travel game. Take anywhere with you game. Like, listen.
Absolutely.
These why it's on phone.
Absolutely. So, before we move forward, one more question. Well, you know what? I got a couple more. Is it absolutely necessary for gaming companies to do multiple reveals every year? Like you see how we get trailers at the Video Game Awards, we get trailers in the summertime, we get a showcase in March, we pretty much get showcases quarterly at this point.
I think now, yes, because like you want to see the progress of how these games are, especially like GTA 6. We still haven't seen like actual gameplay yet, so we don't know anything about the game. I want to know about the game before I buy it now, just because
I heard that GTA 6 is going to actually test your ability to get away from the cops.
What do you mean?
maybe we'll go into that a little bit later. But I actually I actually saw like a news article that said that they're going to be like testing your ability to get away from the cops or something.
Like how they up the cops in University Upbound, because
like they're making it it's gonna be making it harder to avoid police. So they're basically GTA 6 may feature police cars with ghost decals to avoid detection. Players may face immediate wanted levels if crimes are witnessed in game. And Rockstar is aiming to provide some innovative gameplay mechanics in GTA 6.
I mean, you know, it would be.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like ghost cars in real life, so I don't want no goddamn ghost cars in my grandpa.
Look, just be happy that in GTA they don't make you play by actual rules of the road. So you can just speed anytime you want. Unless
I'd always be in cop chases at that point.
Oh God, what if they do implement that?
It would kind of be fun to see, though.
Yeah, right. Like you run a red light and the cop car's like, wait, hey, what?
Nothing is off the table. I also heard that GTA 7 is coming out before GTA 6.
At this point, it might.
GTA 7 before we got GTA 6. You know I couldn't let the joke die.
Listen, at this point, we might actually get GTA.
That's why I said that when we was talking on Discord. I was like, "Yo, they might have won the meme with that one. That's amazing."
Yeah.
I was like,
the fact that they're in on it.
I know they know the meme, and it'd be lovely to like say that we actually created the meme. I don't know where we got it from, but you know, I didn't like just see the trend and be like, "Oh, we should do this." But you know what? Just as a little treat for everybody, I'm going to share in our general chat, in our Discord, our Start Button Discord, exactly a message that looks like it was created by Rockstar about GTA 6 and the fact that we're getting GTA 7 before we got GTA 6. They said that they actually postponed GTA 6 to 2030. First of all, that's way too fast. That's way too fast. If we're getting GTA 7 in 2026, then GTA 6 can't come out until like 2034 at the earliest.
It's wild that it's going to be like literally 13 years between. Jesus.
I think we're already at 13 years.
No, we'll be 13 next year.
Yeah, it was 2013.
It came out 2013.
It was 2013?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
100%.
It's crazy.
Because it was a few months before the PS4 came out.
Yeah.
Within that time frame, people have had children. Like
people have children, and their children have grown up and gone through middle school.
If you were born the year GTA came out, that's your entire kindergarten through high school existence.
Literally getting you into high school.
Bro, some friends' kids have gone off to college now. What? Within them 13 years. Like, that's a long time.
Yeah. So, do we get tired of seeing all of these reveals eventually, or do you think gamers will suffer from fatigue?
Oh no, I don't.
Nah, I don't. If anyone says I know you're not saying, but if I saw anyone say like I'm tired of all these award shows, I'm tired of seeing new games when they gonna come out. Like, what?
I mean, I'm tired of seeing Souls likes, but that's just me.
That's different.
It seems like that's kind of getting toned down a little bit. Little bit. Yeah. I'm not saying that's still like a decent amount coming out, but it's definitely toned down a little bit.
Where? Because
we just had
almost every game that looked like it could have been my style and that was revealed during Summer Games Fest was a Souls-like.
Nah, I count about like maybe 4 Souls-likes.
The only one I would say give you that is like that Beasts.
I'm almost willing to bet Wu Chang Fallen Feathers is a Souls-like.
Oh, it is.
No, they said it's a co-op action RPG.
Oh, never mind. I mean, Neo 3 is, but Neo 3 is like a great Souls-like. I played the
You
demo.
good?
Yeah.
The Souls like popped in front of me. Ah!
No, it was there was something flying.
Oh, okay.
I had to catch it. It ain't there no more.
All right, Mr. Miyagi.
So now you guys have seen live what happens when something that don't belong here ends up in.
Are you saying Souls likes don't belong here? Is that what you said?
For the backside of our show.
I ain't gonna say it.
Nah, don't say words like that. Why would I say words like that? They're games.
Say with your chest.
Games belong here.
Listen.
This, ladies and gentlemen, this is called Start Button. Let me be honest.
Which doesn't work.
This is where games call home. If you play a game, we got you. Mobile, we got you. Matter of fact, I got another mobile suggestion for you. Game just came out on June the 6th. 5th. Ethereal Restart. Fun. So it's a little gotcha. A little challenge.
One.
You know, I've actually finished all the story elements of the Gundam one.
I have not yet. I'm just trying to collect.
I've gone through the entire, but I mean, I've been playing that for more than a month. I'm just waiting for their next event to come. Like they're not as fast as some others when it comes to like providing additional content, and I'm finding that the content that's supposed to hold you there isn't really necessarily holding me there. Like, so now it's just kind of like log on for your daily whatever and then just turn it off. So that's kind of my experience right now with Gundam.
Also,
but I can't wait for the new Gundams to be revealed and things of that nature.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but like you liked Neo, didn't you?
Okay.
I'm just asking, you liked Neo 1 and 2, didn't you?
No.
But you did.
I played a little bit of Neo 1 and 2. I've tried to play the Souls likes. I played more of Neo 2 than I did of 1 because it was co-op. But I have to admit that I didn't like get through a lot of the game.
I feel like when people say I don't like Souls likes, I think people mean like they don't like the generic, I didn't really try to make a good unique game. I just basically copied the Souls formula, as opposed to like
that's not it.
Games that actually do something with that formula. And
how much of Elden Ring I played? I played 50, 60 hours of Elden Ring.
Yeah, so you did like Elden Ring.
It's not my cup of tea. I did not get as far as what people thought. If I told you what I was doing in those 50, 60 hours of Elden Ring, you would laugh.
I want you to admit that you liked Elden Ring.
What?
I want you to admit that you liked Elden Ring.
It's a cool game.
Say you like Crips.
Say you like Elden Ring. Say I liked Elden Ring.
I like.
I like parts of Elden Ring. It was a video game.
I like the elements of Elden Ring that are.
Oh my god.
Creative. As far as it being a Souls-like, it makes it not for me.
You played it for 60 hours, nigga. You liked the game.
Did I play it for 60 hours? I said
yes!
I had 60 hours in Elden Ring.
I'm not playing no game for 60 hours I don't like, bro.
Never said I played it for 60 hours.
How many hours did you play it?
He said he played like 30, fell asleep for 30.
Bro, after you beat Margit and you go into the field behind the castle,
Lear near the lakes,
that is about as far as I got in Elden Ring. On my way to whatever the other big castle.
Oh, you said more. You said more. Oh God, you said Margit. Never mind. But
yeah, not Morgott, Margit.
Yeah, the first, major boss. I beat the golden knight dude on the horse.
Tree Sentinel.
Yeah, I beat the Tree Sentinel.
That's a lot more than other people have. A lot of people haven't beaten the Tree Sentinel.
I mean, I have ability to play. It's just that, it's just, here's my problem with Souls likes, and it's not that I don't like the games. The games are good. I do not like the sense of difficulty and the everything that I beat came back. I don't like it. I don't like if I die. Like, first of all, I don't like the false punishment. Like, oh, something just came around the corner and slapped me in my face. I'm dead. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the like when I do a boss fight, I want to sure, I want it to be a little bit challenging, but at the same time, like I want to feel like I'm doing some I want to feel like I'm playing a video game, not stepping around in a, you know, like, oh, I gotta time his hit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the closest thing to Souls like for me is Monster Hunter. And to me, that doesn't even fall in the same realm. I don't have to go back and collect my souls and upgrade myself. Like I don't like the whole soul system. I don't like the whole, you know, I gotta rest at a campfire and to upgrade myself and power up and, you know, choose my build, and it's not for me. That's the main element of Souls like games that's not for me. It's not anything else. The games are creative. The games are good looking. Lords of the Fallen, like sometimes they do get a little creepy, and I mean that doesn't stop me or deter me. Like it's not like horror games, but like sometimes they just like it leaves me in a constant state of anxiety, and I don't like that. The fact that I don't know what's about to hit me, and if I die, I lose everything that I'm holding, and then I have to run back and survive until I get back to where I was. It leaves me in a state of anxiety, and I don't like it.
I can see that. Because it is very much if you fuck up, it's your fault type
right
thing. Well,
I don't,
for the most part, because there are some bosses in some of these games where it's just like, all right, you literally just made this thing as cheap as you possibly could. So there are instances in that where it's just like, all right, you just made this boss broken just to be broken.
Skill issue.
I'm not saying in FromSoft games. I'm talking about them little bootleg Souls likes.
Yeah. No, a lot of those ones are not optimized. Well, like not even in terms of like performance. It's like, hey, did you actually play this yourself?
I feel like a lot.
But that's why you don't hear me like beating down on Souls likes, because the games are good. I'm not going to deny that. Some
are, not all. Some are good.
True.
P, good. Fucking Neo 1 through 3, good. Well, I've played at least.
Wasn't Liza P one of the ones that like gave you like some cheap bosses, like overly difficult just for no reason?
No, Liza P was pretty balanced in terms of Souls like games. Because it has one of the better like parrying systems. Like you can break the ball. Like if you get good at parrying, you can like break the boss's weapons and make the fights easier, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also they gave you more options for like weapon customization. Like if you got different hilts and blades and stuff like that, so you could make a different combination of weapons to change what skills you want. You make it so more defensive, so you take less damage, or easier counters. Like it gave you a lot of options to make it not easier, but just like play how you want.
Yeah. Like I said, I got Lords of the Fallen sitting right here behind me. Like the original Lords of the Fallen. Like I've been trying. I bought Demon Souls when it came out. I have Dark Souls, probably 1, 2, and 3 somewhere around here. Like,
wait, didn't you like what's it called? Remnant?
Never played it.
Really? I thought you did.
Not even a little bit. Never even turned it on. Never played it. Don't have it. Don't own it. Never bought it.
Might like 2.
Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know.
It does feel more Destiny than Souls like, in my opinion.
Retired from that.
And people, the thing is that people think that I'm the one that hates everything. Tone,
I didn't say I hate it.
Tone hates everything.
The trailer Loon just had playing on this, like this felt that boxing game. Like this trailer doesn't look real to me. Like it looks
it's crazy.
Yeah, had felt that boxing. So now
we gotta talk about that.
Let's move into our final segment of the day, because now I want to get into the Summer Game Fest highlights. So keeping it simple, we hear about a ton of information. We hear people talk about gaming is dead, ain't no good games. You know, like I ain't seen nothing good. It ain't even worth getting this, getting that. all of these reveals tell me a different story, and I want to know what your thoughts are on these games that we got, all these trailers, all of this. Like, one thing I saw, and I'll use Hustle's words for example, 2026 is stacked.
It really is. Oh my
Stacked.
God.
GTA 6. Obviously, there's going to be a Call of Duty because there's a Call of Duty every year. Like, what do you think of what we got coming? Do you think gaming is alive and well? Are you looking forward to, whatever got revealed? Like, is there anything that you find yourself looking extremely forward to besides Marvel Tokon?
Yeah, we got GTA, Resident Evil, Tokon, James Bond,
Hell is Us.
Pragmatica. What else?
Atomic Heart 2.
Atomic
And
Heart
it's
2.
MMO.
High on Life 2.
Fable, High on Life 2.
Fable, really?
Yes.
The game
If assuming they're still
it's not a real
making
game.
that game, yes.
Onimusha, that Marvel 1943, that Captain America Black Panther game that's coming out next year.
Resident Evil 9.
He did say Resident Evil.
That is 2026, right?
Yeah. That's February.
Okay.
The new Scott
Resident
Pilgrim
Evil
game.
usually comes out around February now.
Oh, that's right. We are getting a Scott Pilgrim sequel game. That's actually
the new Super 3D Super Meat Boy platformer, which I didn't think we were ever getting another Super Meat Boy game. Like,
I was like, this game looks hard. I don't think I want to play it.
Like, I'm assuming we're getting a new Mario game next year. They haven't said it, but I just feel like we're getting a new Mario game next year.
I downloaded a few demos that were showcased around this time too. So a couple that I'm interested in is like one called Flickshot Rogue.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a game that I'm gonna be playing real soon when it come out. Besides Mecha Break, Rematch. Game is fire.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh,
Rematch.
another one. They showed it years ago.
She gonna scratch.
They showed it like a year or two ago called Jump Ship. That is going to be a banger when it drops. In terms of multiplayer, it is amazing. So it is a mission-based space game where you can fly a ship. Everyone can control and man guns. They can load the guns of the ship. Think like if you took a lot of the space aspect, it's like, yeah, except just not in an open world. It's like mission focused. So you choose a mission. You guys go out on your set path. You choose multiple paths, which ways to go. You can hop out the ship, you can fly to go loot things, and you can upgrade your ship. That game is phenomenal. The demo is currently right now on Steam, so you can download it, play with 3 other friends, and have some fun. I don't know. It's dropping this year though, not next year. I think it's dropping this year.
I didn't see what you're talking about. I gotta look it up.
Yeah, Jump Ship. The demo's up right now. Me and Pops were playing it last night.
The thing that I like is that a lot of the stuff that they showed trailers for, not a lot, but like some of the stuff that they showed trailers for, there were demos that were available immediately. So, like V said, there are some games I wishlist on Steam from Steam Next Fest. So check Steam, check PlayStation, check Xbox, check for these demos, play and experience some of these demos because I promise you, these games look very promising.
Listen, if you walked away from Summer Games Fest and any of these conferences and you still are like, there ain't nothing I want to play, you gotta give up gaming because like this is crazy. Like there's so many games that they have shown that you can now play demos of that I want to buy.
Oh yeah, the Dispatch demo came out. I want to play it. That's the new
Oh, that came out.
Yeah, that's the Telltale game.
Yeah, I gotta download that. That looks amazing. So again, 2026 is a lot to be hyped for. 2025 is not even done. There's a lot still coming out this year that y'all need to check out. So like, this is like the best time to be a gamer. Honestly, I ain't gonna hold you.
Anyone who says there's not something to play.
Yes,
like,
we're here. Coop is here, and you know what he said?
Blaze Marvel
about Marvel Tokon. Blaze Marvel Blue.
Does that mean he's down with it?
Yeah, he gonna play it.
Okay.
You know
I
he's
was
playing
wondering.
that game, bro. You know he's playing that
I
game.
was just wondering.
No, bro, he's going to break that game. He's going to, like I told you, I got a homie who went out and bought a PS5 just for it. Game is moving things. Like just
I'm throwing
announcements
off
are
my
selling consoles at this point. So
I'm
let me
just-
ask you guys a question, and this is where I said I was gonna start some trouble today. Oh, I don't know if it was you that went out and bought a PlayStation, but I'm just saying. But anyway, let me ask a question. Who won?
We did.
That's a cop-out answer. Who won?
Oh, I'll say
Who
Microsoft.
won?
If we're talking about the big companies, I'll say Microsoft.
Okay,
Hmm.
I'm listening.
I mean, we didn't get like a ton of we didn't get like really any Sony exclusive stuff or features shown on Wednesday.
Unless you want to say, unless you're talking Tokon, and yeah, that was a crazy reveal. But I would say
Sony's showcase overall was very solid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
not, but it wasn't all exclusive games to Sony.
yeah,
Like,
And
I don't
neither
think
was
it was,
Microsoft.
but Microsoft at least showed us more stuff. Like, well, we don't know if Outer Worlds 2 is coming at Sony. They said their games are going to PlayStation, but they didn't specifically say if that's coming to PlayStation yet.
Did you look at the logos at the bottom, at the end of it?
I have to double check for that.
Oh, let me look. Let me look.
No, I didn't mean Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds is coming out. That was on PS4. Microsoft at least gave us more stuff in the future. Like I think showing the hardware or that the Game Pass.
I mean, showing the hardware. I'm not saying that Microsoft shouldn't have won, but who won? What about you, Hustle? Who won?
In terms of what impressed
Steam
me,
Next Fest.
in terms of what
PC
impressed me the
Game
most,
Show.
if we're talking about like what impressed me the most out of the two,
Not even just out of the two, just out of the whole thing.
out of the whole thing.
Oh, you mean like what was my number one trailer or like which company?
No, what company?
Oh,
Who won?
Company.
Who won?
I want to say Capcom. Honestly, something.
For Resident Evil?
they were in the cup chair. What are you talking about? No, I'm joking. Resident Evil does look dope.
Who showed Resident Evil though?
That was during the
Microsoft?
Friday.
Or?
No, that was just during the Jeff Keighley general.
Okay,
Friday.
yeah. So that was,
yeah.
Yeah, Friday was like the general all party
general
thing.
trailers.
Yeah,
That was
Wednesday
great.
Wednesday was Sony's State of Play, and then Microsoft was over the weekend.
Yeah,
all
Saturday or Sunday, one or the other.
Even,
So
even the
out of
cozy games.
Sony,
fest
Microsoft,
was good
Microsoft
too.
won.
Wait, what?
Out of Sony and Microsoft won because of the ROG Ally Xbox version.
I would have just liked to see something from one of the like first party like Sony studios, but we didn't get.
Yeah, I wanted something revealed from them. We didn't get a lot. We didn't even get a lot on. We didn't get anything on.
We didn't get
Ghost of
updates on-
Yote.
Yeah, we got another
That's
no
kinda
gameplay
like-
trailer. Ghost of Yote. We got nothing about Intergalactic.
But we got Astrobots updates.
Cool, I'm
Okay.
gonna play it, but
It's already
like,
out. The only big reveal that they really had technically was Tokon, which
All right.
still biggest. All right. If we're saying Microsoft won out of them and Sony still had the biggest reveal. That was the most shocking out of anything the whole weekend. No one expected a Sony backed Marvel fighting game, Marvel tag fighting game that's developed by ArcSys. None of us called that. That wasn't in the cards. That wasn't leaked. We never would have thought. No one would have ever thought that would ever happen. Let's be real here. And it happened. It's happening. Which means that Marvel vs. Capcom is dead, effectively.
I mean, that's Capcom's fault. And
When did Marvel vs.
Disney's
Capcom
fault.
die? Marvel vs.
Infinite.
Capcom Infinite.
Because
Hey,
Disney
like-
was like, don't put the X. See, it was. I see the reason I say it's both because Disney was like, don't put the X-Men game in the game. It's like, all right, bet. But Capcom was the one that put that terrible Infinity Gem system in that game. That was their fault. It's like,
Yeah. You already had a good Infinity Gem system with Marvel superheroes. I don't know how you screw that up. All you had to do is take that, put that in Infinite, and you didn't do that.
And then you tried to take the graphics just a little too far.
Yeah, I don't know what they were
We
doing.
only needed Marvel vs. Capcom 3 style. We didn't need all that.
Why didn't they just make the game in RE Engine? That was what's crazy. Like,
what engine did he use for it?
If it was, I don't actually. I'm gonna double check. If it was RE Engine, that's like you need to fire everyone else on that team.
Not even that. Just the models. The models for like the humanoid looking.
You didn't like Chun-Li looking like this at you, like.
It looks so crunchy, man.
Chun-Li and Morgan just staring at you like this, not blinking. Like, we gotta stop Thanos and Ultron. Like, Ultron 6.
How
like,
is
what
it? Like, how is it the models
like,
from MVC3 look way better than the models in Infinite? And that's a whole generation between the two.
Unreal Engine 4 takes another.
Oh yeah. You're right. You're right. Although I will say this though. I gotta come at Xbox's neck. The way they ended that show, trash.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Y'all, why'd you put all the effort into a trailer for it just to be Call of Duty?
I'm happy other people were with us because I talked to some friends of mine. Everyone else also thought that was a new Remedy Entertainment game. 100%. I thought that was Quantum Break 2, or like Control 2, or something, or like. Maybe an Alan Wake 2 DLC, something like that. But nah, then it was like, then they said, oh, it's Mason. I'm like, this is Call of fucking Duty. Like,
you don't need to put that much effort into a Call of Duty trailer, dude. We know people gonna play it. It doesn't, like, it's like I was saying in the group chat. It's Call of Duty. You don't need much to do with that to sell it. It's Call of Duty. Don't put no effort in no big ass trailer, making it all ominous and like mind bending. And all your target demographic don't care about that. They don't care. Just show them people shooting stuff. That's all they give a shit about. They don't care about nothing else.
I mean, they care about the set pieces if they play the story, but
they don't give a fuck about multiplayer. They don't care about that.
We can't say that out loud because that's how we get Call of Duties with no multiplayer for full price. Because that's what happened with Battlefield.
I think what bothers me about Call of Duty.
That's what happened with almost every other FPS out there. They
stopped giving these cowards just gonna make a Call of Duty game with laser weapons? Where do we get an actual futuristic Call of Duty? not like the stupid Advanced Warfare that just had BS Titanfall ripoff gear and whatnot. Like, I want an actual like futuristic, like, because it also forces them to like think outside the box and think of new weapons, not just like, hey, this is an AK-47, but it's got a different like grip on it though, so it's futuristic.
Oh, you mean
it's AK-47, but it's in the future.
Yeah.
You know the AK-47, right? Have you ever used the AK-47 on Wii?
Basically. Like,
wait. Here's the M16, but it's an M16 if it was made by NASA in the year 2143.
So it's called the M16N.
Like, come on, think like if
think
it's
outside the box.
If it's like 100 years in the future, almost all my guns should at least be lasers or like rail guns. Like, I should be firing electromagnetically powered bullets out my guns at this point. Not just simple ballistics in like the year 2200 something. Like, what are we like? Come on, like, what are we doing? And this is supposed to take place in the year 2035. Again, that seems way too close to where we are technology-wise.
Also, how old is Mason now? Like,
yeah, he should be dead, bro. He's like what? He should be like what? 90? Right? Homie's got to be in like his 90s.
So, if you had to pick one, what game are you looking forward to the most?
Oh God.
Probably between Onimusha and James Bond.
What is it?
Probably between Onimusha and James. From what was shown specifically at Gamesfest, probably Onimusha and James
just
Bond.
In general, like out of everything.
Well, clearly, I'm looking forward to Mega Man X9. That's totally coming out.
Hey, this is a conspiracy theory about.
I'm gonna go cry. I'm gonna go cry in the corner.
Nope, there's that conspiracy theory about Pragmata.
if
it's true that Pragmata is possibly,
if I just get Easter eggs of it being related to Mega Man and not get any Mega Man, I'm gonna crack down.
I'm actually quite looking forward to Marvel Tokon.
yeah, that's
probably my most anticipated.
I think that's
probably
mine.
not even gonna play it super hard, but it's just my most anticipated.
Yeah, I think
Like,
that's
like,
my main right there.
Yeah, that was my biggest takeaway from the whole weekend. From the whole week. The whole week.
It's a great game to have. It's a great time to have Marvel games because now you got Rivals. You've got the beat 'em up coming out, which looks amazing. I think it's like six. It's like 6 players, isn't it?
It's supposed to be 6-player. Yeah. Like
it's 6-player Marvel beat 'em up with like over 20 something characters that you can choose from. And now you've got Marvel Tokon coming out, and we're not getting any more trash Marvel games like we used to back in the day. Remember, it used to be a thing where like Marvel had really just bad games, but DC had great games and animation. Now it's like DC can't get their games in order at all, or get a game out because Wonder Woman got
actually that new Digimon Cyberstore game did look dope.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too. What they showed.
Okay. Do events like these get you excited to spend money?
Yes. I don't know about excited. It makes me want to cry because like there's so many games. Why?
I mean, I'm broke.
It's like there's so many games. Why are there so many games?
I can't buy them all. I don't have enough time or money.
If you're a person with a backlog, you might as well just go ahead and skip 2026 because your backlog is gonna get bigger.
Ain't lying.
I don't care about that backlog.
If you don't look at the backlog, it don't exist.
I still gotta beat Shadows.
Ninja Gaiden 4.
Oh god, that's right too. Yeah, it looks amazing.
Ninja Gaiden 4. That's also a thing. Where the wind blows.
Let's not forget we still have Virtual Fighter.
Oh yeah, the new Virtual Fighter they showed a couple months ago, but we only had like the quick gameplay demo. So we're probably gonna get more of that Tokyo Game Show, I would guess.
Probably.
September?
I hope so.
So, I think that we actually covered a lot of good information about Summer Games Fest. So for those of you in the audience, I just want to thank you for coming along. Again, as we always promote, Discord, socials, join them, come follow us. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, all the good stuff that all the YouTubers are going to ask of you. One thing I want to leave you guys with, a question if you are joining this on our Discord or if you are on our socials. What game was your favorite? What are you looking for? We want to know what your thoughts are. How much are you excited for the ROG Ally Xbox version? Anyway, make sure to hit us. We'll definitely be interacting with you guys. So until then, thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to see you later. But before we go, of course, if there's ever anything that you want to achieve, all you got to do is press the start button.
Thanks.
Deuces.